9:33 is the time.
So, we're going to talk about Christmas now. You may have to get your Christmas shopping in early this year to get your hands on those must-have toys. Because along with quite a lot of other things, there are warnings there could be supply problems.
Yeah, we've heard this across the industry, and the Toy Retailers Association says ongoing problems with shipping is causing problems. We can talk now to our business correspondent, Katie Austin. Katie, morning to you. I mean, surrounded by toys, plenty there at the moment, but there are real concerns. I mean, people going out shopping early.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surrounded by a quite astounding range of toys at this toy shop, actually. And places like this, it's only September now, but places like this have been thinking about Christmas for months and months. It's a really important time of year for them. They sell a lot of this stuff in the lead up to the festive season. But the problem is happening with getting things here, because these products, many of them will face a long journey coming from the Far East, maybe where they're produced. And the problems are coming in not only in getting hold of the containers to actually ship them over, but also when they get to the UK, getting the lorry drivers to actually bring them to the shops and to customers to buy them exactly when they want them. So we're being warned that it's not like we're going to see completely empty shelves, but you might struggle to get hold of exactly what you want if you leave it to the last minute. We'll speak to the owner of this toy shop in a second, but I've been speaking to some other businesses as well about how they're finding things.
We've got our London Underground toys, our Harry Potter toys, some of our train sets.
These are all designed in London. Most are sold in the UK by online and high street retailers, but they're made in the Far East. Shipping them over is currently taking twice the time it should.
The first reason is the lack of shipping containers coming out of China. The second is the lack of space and availability on the vessels coming over. And lastly, the most major issue is having trucks from the port deliver straight to us.
So at every stage, really, you're finding delays?
Every stage, yeah.
We're now coming up to the crucial Christmas trading period. The concern for toy makers and retailers isn't demand. They think that will be strong. It's whether they have enough of exactly the products people want at exactly the right time.
We can't say or rule out that we will have shortages. At the moment we are well stocked, but we are only in September and our peak period starts the end of October.
Joel says toys will also be more expensive as some of the rising cost of shipping is passed on to customers.
The biggest cost increase is the containers coming over from the Far East. The price before all these issues came about was about $900 for a 20-foot container. We're now paying upwards of $8,800.
Other products are being affected too. The Devon warehouse of this online home and gardenware retailer is starting to fill up with artificial Christmas trees, decorations and lights. They normally begin to arrive as early as June, but delays mean a lot of uncertainty.
For a lot of retailers, it is going to be quite gappy this year, and some things probably aren't going to get here in time to be useful for people this festive season. People that leave it to last minute, they might find they haven't got quite so much selection.
Most colour-printed books are shipped in from overseas. That's also taking longer, so Waterstones bought in its festive stock extra early.
We've been ordering in much larger quantities and increasing our stock holding in shops and in our warehouse to ensure that we can kind of meet high demand.
Some businesses, including John Lewis, are chartering extra ships to bring in their festive supplies.
So we sell these.
That's not an option for firms like Joel's. All he wants for Christmas is for his toys to arrive in time for people to buy them.
Well, I'm at QT Toys, which is an independent toy shop in South London, and the manager, Joseph, is with me now. Good morning, Joseph. Things look pretty full here. What exactly is the problem for you?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, obviously now is September, so things haven't been that bad coming in to this point. But we're getting a lot of warnings from our suppliers and various people about, struggle of getting things into the country, but also actually getting things out of their warehouses within the UK as well, as you know about the HGV issues. It's causing quite a lot of problems for us.
Yeah, so just those last few miles, actually getting it to your store is still a problem.
Yeah, I mean, and also now because we're getting closer and closer to Christmas, you begin to see certain trends in terms of what toys are popular. And of course, those are the lines inevitably that you can't get or are having problems getting into the country or even being distributed.
Yeah, so how quickly do these shelves get empty then? Do toys tend to sell out quite quickly? Because obviously there's no sell-by date on these. It's not like you have to sell it by the 25th of December, is it?
No, not at all. But I think the problem is that if you leave a shelf and don't restock it, you'll be surprised at how quickly it starts to look quite bare and quite empty. And especially for the key lines, like some of the more popular shows like Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol, those are the things that will continuously be selling, regardless of whether it is Christmas or not. So it's making sure that those shelves are fully stocked and ready for that rush, especially in November, December.
Yeah, and this year a lot of retailers are saying this is a really important year because last year we had the lockdowns, we had coronavirus restrictions interrupting trading. I mean, is that the case for you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, after the year we had last year, in a way, it can't get much worse, really, can it? So it's kind of prepared us for these issues, for these problems. As long as hopefully there isn't another lockdown. But if anything, I suppose, as long as we can get some stock into the shop, and we're open, at least we'll be happy with that, I suppose.
So you're trying to stay optimistic as much as you can.
As much as we can, but of course there will always be the lingering issues that are at hand.
Great. Well, thanks so much for being with us this morning, Joseph. It's not just toys, of course, that are imported goods that some retailers are warning of availability issues with. So the message I'm hearing is this is really not a year for last-minute shopping if there's a particular thing that you're really after.
Katie, thanks so much. See you later.
Time now is 9:40. Mike's
23, so all the more chances for the home nations who had this fantastic start last night.
That's it from us this morning. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
breakfast tomorrow from 6 o'clock.
Bye-bye.